KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus. Cars Plus Finish Line Express is now open at Cars Plus in Mighty. The state-of-the-art car wash is now open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, Guam's delegate back in the nation's capital discussing his proposal to integrate the Guam Department of Education and Dodea students. The congressman saying this is how the military can show it wants to be a good partner. Plus, combating criminal organizations smuggling drugs into the islands, regional correspondent Tomas Manguagna speaks with the agent in charge of the effort for our region.
And multiple efforts rolled out to address the island's homeless problem. Now a shelter in the capital city is getting the much-needed boost with help from our service members.
Hafidades and buenas noches. Bienvenido para KUAM News Primetime. Guahusinik Delgado.
Sa Guahusi Destiny Cruz. Si Dos Maasi Puri Manyanyo Midzu Guini na Programa.
Well, that's the proposed reintegration of military students back into the local school system after more than 25 years, stirring up lots of local discussion, both pro and con.
The issue was raised by Congressman James Moylan, who called a news conference today from Washington, D.C. to clear up what he believes may be a bit of confusion. Nestor Lecanto has more.
Congressman Moylan wrote a letter last week to Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin floating the idea of reintegrating military students back with their local counterparts. He suggested that DoD might be better off spending their money to renovate and repair existing Guam Department of Education schools instead of building new Department of Defense Educational Activity or DODEA schools.
This letter was just to open discussion. That's all it's about, and it did not include a detailed plan, and these issues, of course, we understand it doesn't materialize overnight. That's for sure.
Moylan says he isn't suggesting they close existing DODEA schools, and he also proposed any reintegration be phased in over 5 years. DoD started their own school system in the late 1990s amidst growing widespread problems at GDOE, from a lack of funding and maintenance to overcrowding. But many of those issues still exist, and even Moylan's not sure what the military's response will be.
The military wants to be good partners with us on Guam as well. So this is one way to show that. It could also be a savings. Instead of building new schools, which will also take a lot of time, why not look at integrating and putting together the schools back the way they were?
He also hasn't socialized his proposal with local officials yet, not even GDOE Acting Superintendent Judy Wonpat, who coincidentally was his former rival for his congressional seat. Moylan says he'll wait to see if his idea gains any federal traction first.
There's so much that has to be done to make this really happen. So let's first just ask the question: is this at all even possible? Would this be under consideration from the federal government? And that's what I wanted to do first.
He hopes to hear back from Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin as early as this week. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
Well, an interesting proposition. That's what Guam Department of Education Superintendent-Select Kenneth Swanson tells KUAM when asked about the proposal to merge public schools and DODEA students under one system. Swanson, who is set to arrive on island this summer, was the first Anderson Middle School principal in the 90s and oversaw the school's design and construction project. While he admits the decision, which rests in the hands of Congress and the Joint Chiefs, is far above his pay grade, he tells KUAM, quote, "I will be in place and leading for the benefit of every student in GDOE schools, regardless of their parent's employer. Anything else at this point is speculation on my part. However, I do have a sense of the logistics involved and accompanying pitfalls."
The administration is reviewing a senator's request to declare a state of emergency for the Guam Department of Education. Senator Jesse Lujan sending Governor Lou Leon Guerrero the letter Tuesday, pointing out the long-standing facility issues at the public schools. Lujan stating, quote, GDOE is in need of immediate attention and immediate resources, and we need action. Our children deserve nothing less. Governor Leon Guerrero is reviewing this request, her office stating it remains unclear, however, what exactly Senator Lujan is hoping an emergency declaration will accomplish. Adelup saying they have been in ongoing talks with the GDOE leadership, adding the department has more than $100 million in funds to repair schools, but its biggest challenge is with the procurement process. The governor's office adding an emergency declaration will not address the procurement issues. The 37th Guam legislature's first regular session took up just 2 days. Senators on Tuesday unanimously passed 3 bills, all of them primarily sponsored by Speaker Therese Terlahi. One bill addresses what some believe is a looming opiate threat by spelling out how antagonist medications such as naloxone can be acquired and dispensed to prevent fatal overdoses. Another measure would require Guam agencies to let legislative authorization for leases or subleases of federal property for terms longer than 5 years. This would include the planned lease of Eagles Field in Manila for the governor's medical complex. The third bill also passed related to that project. It subjects the 21st Century Medical Health Center Committee to the open government law and allows for public access to all plans and actions regarding the project. The measures now go to the governor for her consideration.
Governor Lou Leon Guerrero will present her State of the Island address in 1 week. Speaker Therese Terlahi issuing the call to session for March 15th at 5:30 in the evening. The address will begin an hour later inside the Antonio R. Pinco Legislative Hall at the Guam Congress Building in Hagatna. Adelup still working out the details of the governor's speech. In 2022, Leon Guerrero reported the island is fighting its way forward and getting stronger every day. The governor highlighting the impact the COVID-19 pandemic had on the territory and the programs implemented. Again, the State of the Island address will be next Wednesday, March 15th, starting at 6:30 p.m. KUAM will bring you coverage from that event.
While convicted drug smugglers Raymond Boya Martinez and his wife Juanita Moser Martinez walked out of the District Court of Guam today after both denied the allegations filed against them. The Martinezes pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to obstruct justice by endeavoring to influence jurors and 2 counts of obstructing justice by endeavoring to influence a juror. Both appeared before federal judge Heather Kennedy. Trial is set to begin on October 10th. As KUAM reported, the pair allegedly tried to influence jurors in their drug case back in 2018 to vote not. After 2 mistrials, the couple were tried in California and convicted.
There are now clearer details on what the new Homeland Security Border Enforcement Security Task Force will be doing in the CNMI and Guam to combat criminal organizations bringing drugs into the islands.
Regional correspondent Tomas Menglotnia sits down with the special agent at the helm. Here's more.
We have seen an increase in the amount of meth that has been coming into the Marianas, mostly via mail, via air parcel. But we are starting to see that. I mean, there is in the price, the street price of the drugs.
The Border Enforcement Security Task Force has operations across the country, and now the network of federal and local authorities will be expanding its forces in the NMI and Guam. It's a regional effort to intercept drugs at our borders. John Toban is the special agent in charge at Homeland Security Investigations based in Honolulu.
We will have personnel from multiple agencies with complementary authorities that will be part of the team. So that way, when we are attacking a problem set or when we have a task or a challenge, we can all attack that problem in a unified and a coordinated manner and bring resources and authorities to bear at the same time.
He says their focus is on putting together comprehensive criminal prosecutions that can dismantle and disrupt criminal organizations.
The program itself is now codified in law, and that additional resources are being dedicated to it.
The creation of the task force has some asking if they'll do anything to address the recent illegal entries from the NMI to Guam by Chinese nationals in search of work.
We look at the border as, as a holistic issue. So all threats that are coming across the border. The one technicality is that there really is no federal border between CNMI and Guam. And so that would be something that wouldn't be covered necessarily by this task force.
He says they'll step in if the movement between the islands stir up related threats within their jurisdiction. He says their primary mission is related to criminal violations of law and transnational crime. Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Back in local court, a man accused in the Dededo skate park riot that sent another to the hospital will fight his case in Superior Court. Defendant Chesrick Tom appearing before Judge Vernon Perez this week. Defense attorney Tom Fisher telling the court they will take the case to trial, arguing his client did nothing wrong.
He wasn't involved in this incident, and there's no reason for him to plead since he wasn't involved and has no criminal liability. So that is our defense, and that's what we're going to prove at trial.
Defendant Tom will appear back in court on March 28th to find out when he could have his day in court. 4 co-defendants since pleaded guilty, admitting to their part in the attack.
A man accused of shooting a child known to him with an airsoft gun and also being caught with drugs is arrested. 28-year-old Jeremiah Joseph Cruz Affligui is charged with aggravated assault, family violence, possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, and vehicle without identification. Court documents state the 12-year-old boy allegedly told police he was shot at twice with an airsoft gun loaded with metal projectiles. Affligui allegedly told officers it was an accident. The complaint also notes authorities came across Affligui during a traffic stop back in January when police found a glass pipe with meth inside the car. He allegedly admitted to owning the drugs, saying it was a bad habit that he's had since he was 17.
And for many of you might have experienced some outages since last night. The Guam Power Authority confirming just before news time that the Cabris units remain offline. More possible load shedding to occur from north to south. We'll have the full list and details, including their response to the ongoing outages on KUAM.com. We'll be right back.
Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app, and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
What you need to know from the Northern Marianas. Follow KUAM CNMI on Instagram for the latest regional headlines.
Welcome back to Primetime. A multi-agency effort to address the homeless problem is on the island now circles back to plans to get another shelter in place.
Guam Guard members set to get involved in the construction process of the homeless shelter in Antigua. But should the shelter have been finished before the government decided to roll out their relocation initiative? We get some answers. Here's more. Amid the homeless relocation initiative and anti-panhandling enforcement, the spotlight is now on officials to address where people experiencing homelessness will go as shelters remain at capacity. But since its inception last year, the first government-owned shelter, an apartment building in Antigua slated for conversion, is still incomplete. Robson Augustine, director of the Office of Homelessness and Poverty Prevention, citing manpower, procurement, and the government's limited inventory for housing at the time as delays.
So it is a strained inventory that we have. Housing even in general for Guam is a problem. And so having housing available for shelter, it's just something that's always going to be a struggle to have the funding for and the availability for in this type of housing market.
But now renovations of the property acquired for approximately $2 million using COVID-related funds from the Department of Interior may be underway. The Lieutenant Governor tapping the Guam National Guard to help get the job done.
Through his brainstorming, he decided, just checked if the Guard, if that would be possible to mobilize them. And so once that was a possibility, he decided to move on that.
Guam National Guard spokesperson Captain Mark Scott telling KUAM about 13 to 15 soldiers and airmen will be on duty at a time. They will be on state or territorial active duty, local orders under the governor. However, he adds the roster may change as phases progress from demolition to more skilled craft work. But for now, there is no set start date or completion day for renovations just yet.
Mariana's Southern Airways has increased its ticket prices amid the CNMI government terminating its $8 million American Rescue Plan federally funded contract, the termination due to lack of funds. MSA President Keith Stewart says the price increases were made by Southern Airways, and I am not privy to how they were determined. I would prefer to not comment further due to our desire to work with the administration in resolving the issue. Stewart told KUAM on February 24th that he was supposed to meet with Governor Arnold Palacios then. Now the sticker price for a one-way ticket for MSA has gone up from at least $99 to as much as $269 from Saipan to Guam, nearing United Airlines' $292 one-way ticket on the same route. Star Mariana charges $120.50 for a trip to Guam from Rota. An online petition to save our airlines has garnered over 1,500 signatures, asking the government and Commonwealth Ports Authority to meet with airline executives to lower travel costs for residents.
Senate confirmation hearings for Governor Arnold Palacios' appointees continued in the CNMI legislature today. Pedro Itibas was the first to be questioned by senators about his appointment to the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation Board. He previously worked as a law enforcement officer and as the former Secretary, Department of Public Lands.
Let me be honest with you. I don't have any experience in power generation, but I'm willing to learn. I'll sit and listen to those experts.
Ross Manglotnia is the governor's pick to head the Office of Indigenous Affairs. Manglotnia previously worked at 500 Cells, the Northern Marianas Technical Institute, and Northern Marianas College.
The CNMI is currently in a financial slump, as we all are aware. We intend on acquiring outside funding to continue providing meaningful services. We may not be able to hire as we would like to, so I plan on contracting out to vendors as opposed to hiring directly.
File a report to the full body, who will vote on the nominees at a later date. The next committee hearing is on March 8th for Department of Corrections Commissioner Anthony Torres and Labor Secretary Layla Stafford.
Well, day 5 of the 2023 Tumon Bay Music Festival. The sounds play on with the band students from the Harvest Christian Academy, Antolon and Anderson Middle Schools performing today at the Micronesia Mall. And not only was it their first time performing together, band students only rehearsed just before an hour at showtime. Joanne Mantanani is the Tumon Bay Music Festival manager.
They've been practicing their own individual music at their school sites prior to this day. Some of them are new to like maybe 1 or 2 pieces, but that was the fun of getting together, reading music, and just collaborating on the fly.
Despite only having a short period of time together, Mantanani says that for the most part, they're excited to perform. The festival will continue through March 11th with an award ceremony ending it off. Find out more at tbmfguam.org. The taste of Greece is now in our backyard. Animos by Baldiga Group is officially opening its street-level restaurant in the heart of Pleasure Island this Friday. The company even inviting us along to give it a taste, giving us multiple dishes to include a tiger prawn pasta, baba ganoush, or the eggplant. Steamed mussels, ceviche marinated in citrus fruits with fresh herbs and mint oil. And we topped it off with some drinks and delicious desserts like tiramisu. The food, so fresh, some even flown in directly from Greece. Fun fact, even the executive chef Stefano Fren was hired right out of Greece.
Wow, well, Onamos is Greek for wind. You can get authentic Mediterranean experience now in Tuman at the Sandcastle building. A grand opening set for this Friday with a cocktail reception at 6 p.m. followed by 2 seatings. The first seating will be from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The second seating from 9 p.m. to 10:20 p.m. Guests will get a chance to round out their experience with after-dinner drinks in the new Zoo nightclub. All right, well, now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured flying over U.S. Naval Base Guam and Apra Harbor.
Listen to more music streaming anytime as well on Isla Digital Radio. Just tap that QR code on your screen.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
We knew it was time to make these when we started asking things like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to get a warm cinnamon roll right now? And why can't this kind of muffin come from the same place as a McMuffin? And isn't your coffee lonely without company from a glazed apple fritter? Well, consider these our 3 resounding yeses. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Swish, swish. Welcome to KUAM Sports. Now time to check in with our partners at Clutch Guam.
Keeping that sports coverage in clutch. Here's the final score. Catch the final score again this Friday right here on KUAM Sports.
We wrap up the show with your birthday shout-outs coming up next.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
21's MVP, nobody like me. Blessings, 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 all come from life lessons. Wanna know what's next? Keep guessing. Go time, no time for questions. Throw chakra on, show off. Stepping out slow mo, you can see the glow up light. I'm supernova, you know I'm coming for ya.
Welcome back. Well, Destiny, happy Day of the Ladies.
Yes, thank you so much. I am celebrating this day.
Right. Well, today, as you may have heard, is International Women's Day. And to celebrate the day and Women's History Month, every Wednesday in March, we'll be introducing you to some amazing women.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. Our weekly feature, Women's History is Now, celebrates women in different industries. Tonight, we start with some brave, dedicated, and selfless women in public safety.
My name is Officer Sanchez, Jerica Sanchez. I'm a Corrections Officer 1 with the Department of Corrections. I've been a Corrections Officer for 6 going on 7 years now.
My name is Charika Mateo, and I'm an EMD supervisor within the 911 Center under the Guam Fire Department, going on 20 years.
I am Susie Santos. I am an officer with the Guam Police Department. I've been a police officer, come this June, it would be 18 years. There's so many. One that comes top of my head would probably be stress, the workload, the demands, and being able to navigate that and being able to take care of yourself and being able to accomplish the mission without losing yourself in the process.
Like every law enforcement agency, we do face shortage of manpower. Our structure, everyone on this island knows that DOC is crumbling as the years go by, and just working the long hours would definitely be a challenge.
The afters, you take a call and you're helping the individual, the units that are needed arrive on scene. After that, you don't know what happens afterwards. You're left to just process. And you know, a lot of times our coping is to imagine all the good things, that everything that we did and they did helped. So that's probably the hardest thing is the afters, not knowing.
Being out in the public and seeing people who you've seen in the prison actually succeed in life. I know several people who have turned their life around for the better, and it's definitely a sight to see.
Actually finding out, whether it be through the guys that did respond or the units that did respond, or through media. A lot of times we get our updates from the media, good and bad, but when we do get those good outcomes, it's almost like we're having a ceremony in the center amongst ourselves because we, in some small way, contributed.
When you help somebody and in return you receive that thanks, in that return they are genuinely saying thank you. They're not saying thank you for providing a service. They're saying thank you because you did a service, be it if you gave them the answer or you provided something that they needed, or you direct them somewhere, or you help them out with a problem that they were struggling with. And then you see the relief, you see the appreciation, you see that they were heard and something was done.
going home to my family, which consists of my husband and 4 dogs. It's an extreme stress reliever to come home after a hard day and just be there and know that they're waiting for me, I guess.
Taking time out for myself, reflecting, being around people that are uplifting, that isn't going to drag me down, doing things like maybe going to the beach. I got into skating, so, I like to do that.
Definitely hearing from my family, my friends, spending some time with them. Music, of course, is always a good getaway. And then going home to a loving partner.
Every day is an opportunity to be better. I try to live by that. I try to get through my days saying that first thing in the morning.
My quote would have to be, if you don't like it, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
Change your attitude. I like that advice right there.
I love it.
Well, thank you all for your service and happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day.
Well, Biba cumpleaños.
Biba, time to check out your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
Happy Wednesday birthday on this March the 8th to Stephen John Sablan, celebrating birthday number 35 and wishing you many more years of happiness. We love you so much, says your family. John Pangolinian, happy blessed birthday from your family, and happy birthday, John. Celebrating birthday number 18 in 2023 is Junie Lynn Cruz, and to our baby sister, have a safe and blessed day, Junie Lynn. We love you. Say all of your siblings, each and every one of them, all of them. And belated birthday wishes going out to first Callie Ray Pareto, who celebrates birthday number 12. However, Jose and Adelaide Perez are saying happy 12th birthday, and we wish you a great birthday week. So see what they did there? Very, very creative, very crafty. It's a belated birthday wish, but it goes on all week, as it should be. That's absolutely how it should be. Great job, Jose and Adelaide, and happy 12th birthday, Callie Ray. And Lee Girl Cruz, who celebrates birthday number 20. Happy 20th, Lee Girl. We love you, and we hope you have a good day, with a heart emoji, sending you love and light, again, from all of your siblings.
Estigui Eads and Mizu Primetime Show. Si Jus Maasi put in Enega, Guahusi Nagdalgaro.
Sa Guahusi Destiny Cruz, Nefan Safu Hamza Zagosa Iponi.
KUAM News Hotspot is brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
If we are coming to you from our Harmon Studios live on YouTube and Facebook, which we are, that means it must be a weekday, it must be 11 o'clock, and you must be in the mood for the hotspot. We're certainly very glad that you are. I'm Jason Salas. We are KUAM. We got an information-packed show to bring you, showing you everything that's happening around Guam. So let's get right to it. Here is your menu for today. We are going to head up north to our friends in Sinai, specifically our boy up in Saipan, Tomas Manglone. He has a report on what is going on over there. I hope it is not raining. We will find out momentarily. Also, Destiny Cruz here in the 671 gives you a tour of the new Mediterranean restaurant in the heart of the island's tourism capital, Animos. You remember we had them on the show a couple weeks ago. They're now open, and Destiny is going to have a wonderful Mediterranean, authentic Greek lunch. Also, we will have news bites and let you know what is happening around the island. But first, it is International Women's Day today, if you didn't know, and we are celebrating the day in Women's History Month each and every Wednesday throughout March. We will be introducing you to some truly unique, amazing, dedicated women. You are really going to want to find out their stories. And we kick off our weekly feature, Women's Herstory, is now by celebrating women in different industries. Today, we introduce you to women in public safety.
My name is Officer Sanchez, Jerica Sanchez. I'm a Corrections Officer 1 with the Department of Corrections. I've been a Corrections Officer for 6 going on 7 years now.
My name is Charika Mateo, and I'm an EMD supervisor within the 911 Center under the Guam Fire Department, going on 20 years.
I am Susie Santos. I am an officer with the Guam Police Department. I've been a police officer, come this June, it would be 18 years. There's so many. One that comes top of my head would probably be stress, the workload, the demands, and being able to navigate that and being able to take care of yourself and being able to accomplish the mission without losing yourself in the process.
Like every law enforcement agency, we do face shortage of manpower. Our structure, everyone on this island knows that DOC is crumbling as the years go by, and just working the long hours would definitely be a challenge.
The afters, you take a call and you're helping the individual, the units that are needed arrive on scene. After that, you don't know what happens afterwards. You're left to just process. And you know, a lot of times our coping is to imagine all the good things, that everything that we did and they did helped. So that's probably the hardest thing is the afters, not knowing.
Being out in the public and seeing people who you've seen in the prison actually succeed in life. I know several people who have turned their life around for the better, and it's definitely a sight to see.
Actually finding out, whether it be through the guys that did respond or the units that did respond, or through media. A lot of times we get our updates from the media, good and bad, but when we do get those good outcomes, it's almost like we're having a ceremony in the center amongst ourselves because we, in some small way, contributed.
When you help somebody and in return you receive that thanks, in that return they are genuinely saying thank you. They're not saying thank you for providing a service. They're saying thank you because you did a service, be it if you gave them the answer or you provided something that they needed, or you direct them somewhere, or you help them out with a problem that they were struggling with. And then you see the relief, you see the appreciation, you see that they were heard and something was done.
Going home to my family, which consists of my husband and 4 dogs. It's an extreme stress reliever to come home after a hard day and just be there and know that they're waiting for me, I guess.
Taking time out for myself, reflecting, being around people that are uplifting, that isn't going to drag me down, doing things like maybe going to the beach. I got into skating, so, you know, I like to do that.
Definitely hearing from my family, my friends, spending some time with them. Music, of course, is always a good getaway, and then going home to a loving partner.
Every day is an opportunity to be better. I try to live by that. I try to get through my days saying that first thing in the morning.
My quote would have to be, if you don't like it, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
All right, more local news in just a moment, but we're going to go up north about 100 miles to the CNMI, where Tomas Menglonia, as I understand it, is at the CNMI legislature, where there is much going on right now. Tomas, what can you tell us about what is happening with policymaking for our friends up in the NMI?
Half a day, Jason. Good morning. Yes, it's a busy day at Capitol Hill, and we had to step outside. We're at the back of the Senate chambers as more confirmation hearings are underway for Governor Arnold Palacios and Lieutenant Governor David Apatang's cabinet appointments. This is about the 6th or 7th Senate committee hearing that they're holding. We first heard from the nominees for the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs, the Department of Lands and Natural Resources, the Office of Indigenous Affairs, and today 2 big major nominations are up for questioning by senators. That's Anthony Torres with the Department of Corrections, who's the acting commissioner, and Leila Staffler, Governor Palacios' former rival from the Democratic Party, who's nominated for Labor Secretary. We're hearing a lot, and just before we went live here on the air, we heard Anthony Torres deliver his opening statement to the senators, who will be grilling him with questions about the Department of Corrections. Of course, that department coming under lots of scrutiny over the past few years over its leadership, its officers being equipped, and with different things being brought in and out of our local prisons. Of course, we brought you that profile of Mr. Torres a few weeks ago when we learned that he was first appointed. He's, of course, lots of attention, and media has been focusing on his past as a UFC fighter, but he also brings a lot of vast experience in federal and local law enforcement, having worked in the Federal Bureau of Prisons in Honolulu, and also extensive experience as a counselor also in Arizona and in the States. And so we're hearing a lot from current Department of Corrections officers. One officer who said he has over 10 years of experience at the Corrections Department, saying he's never testified before, but he wanted to show up today to show his support for this particular commissioner because, as some of them said in their public testimony, they want change at the Department of Corrections. And we actually got a chance to speak with Mr. Torres before he headed into the Senate chamber and wanted to offer you this bit of a clip of our interview before he received questioning from the senators. Take a listen. What are you hoping to present to the Senate today?
Well, I'm hoping to basically present a lot of the ideas or a lot of the things that I've done thus far in the 6 weeks that I've been, I hit the ground running at DOC, and I want to share with them the vision that I have and some of the goals that I have moving forward. And I'm here to answer all questions that they have and address them the best I can and move forward to making our islands, the CNMI, a better place for all of us.
The Department of Corrections, Jason, employs 150 officers and staff. Last we checked, there was about 175 inmates. So, of course, a big task at hand for the nominee, Anthony Torres. And at 1:30 p.m., we are going to be covering and hearing from Layla Staffler, who is nominated to be the Labor Secretary. Of course, that being significant because she ran as a lieutenant governor candidate under the Democratic Party. And now her former rival, the current governor elected to the office, appointing her to that post. And so we'll have more tonight on Primetime and on Instagram at KUAM CNMI. Back to you in the studio.
All right, and please stay tuned. There is much more Hotspot when we return.
All right, thank you.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
The wait is over, Guam. The all-new state-of-the-art car wash is now open at Cars Plus. Introducing Finish Line Express, open 7 days a week. The all-new cashless drive-through car wash is also the largest car wash on island that can accommodate vehicles such as lifted Jeeps and full-size pickup trucks. Just roll up, pick a wash, insert credit card, or show your EverWash app and roll through. Plus, power vacuums are available to clean the interior. Show your vehicle some love today at the all-new car wash at Cars Plus in Mighty. Open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Time for News Bites, where we present to you things that are happening around the island that you may want to apprise yourself of, because they are very, very important, and we are going to shine the spotlight on people doing good things in our community. So first off, interested in coconut carving, are you? It is, of course, Chamorro month, so why not? Coconut carving is absolutely amazing. Look at that. That's a beaut, man. That's a work of art. If this interests you, and why would it not? Because, this is an amazing skill to have. Justin Green will offer a class on this Saturday. It's $50 per person. If you would like to register, you can contact the incomparable, we say that word a lot on the show, Don Lee Regis, at 671-727-7665. Daniel Perez is also our unofficial tallier of how many times I say incomparable when we talk about people. There are a lot of awesome people on Guam. All right, the governor and lieutenant governor, Lulian Guerrero and Josh Tenorio, respectively, together with the Bureau of Stats and Plans, presented 10,000 coastal education coloring books to GDOE at Lujan Elementary School over in Jonia. The books provide an interactive experience for elementary kids to learn about our island's unique marine and terrestrial environments. They also identify important environmental issues facing the island, such as invasive species, erosion control, marine debris, coral reefs, and threats to the ecosystem. I remember when I was a kid, and GovGuam agencies would come out, they would give us, coloring books, helpful bags, things like that. Remember Sergeant Phil Dennis, Mike? He came out now. He made amazing presentations. That's wonderful. Yeah, Crime Stoppers. Yeah, thank you. The wonderful memories, and kudos to our government leaders for going out and impacting the lives of young Guamanians in a very, very positive way. Also, we are now calling on older students, because we are calling all middle and high schoolers interested in participating in the Department of Youth Affairs Island Leadership Day. That's an island tradition. You can possibly shadow the governor herself, see what she does, because for a day, participants will be youth counterparts for our island's leaders in GovGuam, the legislature, and mayor's offices. Registration forms have been provided to school administrators, and each school, again, for middle school and high schoolers, can register up to 5 kids for Island Leadership Day. The only exception are schools with combined all through grade levels. Interested students must coordinate with their school administration to submit their registration packets to DYA, I can't even say that, by 5 p.m. at the end of this month. Island Leadership Day is awesome. Many of our island's most esteemed, most accomplished government leaders now also took part in Island Leadership Day way back, so something to think about. And also, Pulan Fest will be happening in honor of New Lunar Year and at Chamorro Month. The event will be held at Sagan Katuran Chamorro's Cultural Center, of course, over in Tumon on March 18th. Is that Tumon or Tumuning? I believe it's Tumon, right, Mike? Tumon, yeah, thank you. Mike Villagomez, everybody, our resident expert on Guam geography. That happens on March 18th. Gates open at 10 a.m. That's, of course, next Saturday. A fee of $5 per person will be enforced, and all proceeds benefit Sagan Katuran Chamorro. And I just want to say, this is an unofficial news bite, but we want to say also next Saturday, March 18th, over at Guam Premier Outlets in Tumuning. That I know is Tumuning for sure, because I will be there as well as the members of KUAM Care Force, because we are bringing back St. Baldrick's, everybody. It's where myself, my colleagues, my family members, we shave our heads to show our support and raise money for kids that are affected by cancer, as well as their families and their caretakers. You can register right now. Just go to our YouTube channel, watch the promotional spot that we did. Make sure to hit up the link where you can register too. We hope to see you there. St. Baldrick's is a tradition we did for several years. We haven't been able to do it for the last 6 years, but we are bringing it back. So again, we would really appreciate your honest participation, and most importantly, your donations. That is going to happen again March 18th, 10 to 1 at GPO. St. Baldrick's is back, baby. So we'll be bringing you much more of that in the coming days leading up to St. Baldrick's again on the 18th. Thank you. That was News Bites, and please stay tuned, everybody, because when we come back, if you are hungry, and I am around this type of day, have you ever had Greek food? Have you had traditional, legit food, not just of Greece, but the entire Mediterranean region, the Aegean Sea, the Red Sea, the Black Sea? Amazing flavors, amazing hospitality. It's meant to be enjoyed by many people at the same time. Destiny Cruise is over at Animos, and we are going to give you a sneak peek of what you can expect for an amazing dining experience. That when the hotspot continues.
Buenos Zenhafides. As you all know, our island's had a very successful year, and I'd love to hear about all of the progress we've made. Skylar, why don't we start with you?
We've helped over 1,200 Guam kids and their families pay for childcare.
And that's over $5.5 million in childcare costs so far. Over 130 after-school and community care programs have received grant funding for programs like swimming.
And cycling.
And soccer. And jiu-jitsu. We've also graduated 3 cohorts in our provider certification program at GCC.
And certified over 75 relative care providers.
Looks like we have a message incoming from headquarters.
Hi kids, I just want to say congratulations on all your successes this past year.
Thank you, Governor Lou. We couldn't have done it without you.
Keep up the great work.
He's ready for recess.
This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
Okay, everybody, as I've been mentioning, Animos brings you a traditional, distinct signature dining experience over in the heart of Tumon. Our Destiny Cruise, I know, cannot wait to just dive in and experience some of this amazing food. So, Des, what have you got?
Welcome to Animos. This was a request from Chef Stefano because we have to open it because it's a grand opening ahead on Friday. Well, if you didn't get it from my song, we're here at Animos in Tumon by the Baldega Group, just ahead of its grand opening on Friday. And I'm joined by very special guests, but I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves first.
Okay, first of all, my name is Stefano Fren. I am the executive chef of Animos here, and I'm very happy that I see you again with hello everybody, hello Jason, and welcome. We want to welcome everybody to our grand opening this Friday.
Yes, you guys are already friends to the show, and we have Miss Jen over here.
Hi everybody, my name's Jen Lloyd. I'm the restaurant food and beverage manager for Animos, and it's great to be back here this time in the restaurant.
Yes, we're so happy to have you guys here, actually to have me here. I'm so excited. Later on we'll give you guys a tour of the beautiful restaurant. It's gorgeous in here. We were just talking off camera. It's beautiful in here. So congratulations again. But you know what? Let's save that for later and let's get into the food because I'm very excited to try this food. So chef, I'm gonna let you choose which dish to start with first, and I'll eat while you explain.
Okay. First of all, about the grand opening the grand opening is based on the Greek culture where I come from. That's why the grand opening it is based on Greek cuisine. Here we have the Greek salad, for example. It's with fresh tomato and cucumber, feta cheese, pepper, capers, caper leaves, olives, and of course our fresh olive oil that comes from our beautiful Lesvos, Mytilene. It's very, very fresh.
That is very, very fresh.
As you taste.
Cucumbers are my favorite. So this is amazing.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
I must say. Are you guys going to eat with me?
We're going to watch you.
We're gonna watch you eat.
Okay. All right.
We want to see your face as you're enjoying our food.
I'm enjoying it. Okay.
So this is a fava spread. This is a split piece. We call it fava in Greece. It's from a very special place, Lefkada. That's why you see in the catalog the name is fava rovica, is the type of the split piece we have.
Fava lavica?
Rovica. Rovica. And we serve it with caramelized onion and balsamic pearls.
Yes, this is what we were talking about, the balsamic pearls. They're very fancy because they're pearls.
Yes, and also tasty because the trick is the explosion you are going to have in your mouth when you eat it. It suddenly explodes with the onions.
The flavors with the onions and balsamic is excellent altogether.
Okay, I got the, excuse me guys, because I'm going to eat with my mouth open. I got the burst of the pearl, the balsamic pearl. Life-changing, I must say. I'm like shaking because it's so good. Oh my God.
So good, right? That's actually my favorite spread, so it is.
So it's Jen approved.
Yes, it is.
Jen approved. Amazing.
So very quick to pass the microphone to Jen to explain us all about the details of the opening. In your left, you will see the traditional Greek meatballs with yogurt sauce.
Oh my goodness.
The tzatziki spread, which is something we cannot live without it every day. No. The tiro kafteri, which is the cheese spread, but hot, spicy.
Oh, it's okay. So in Chamorro we say pica.
Pica.
That means hot.
Hot.
So
I prefer spicy because it's not so hot.
Okay.
We do not think. I don't want to confuse the people with the Mediterranean food and Greek cuisine are not so infused with so many high level in spices. They have very high level, but we have the politiki cuisine, which is all spices from the Middle East, the Asia, Anatolia style, like Lebanon, like Istanbul, like this kind of stuff. Okay. So there we put a lot of spices. Olive oil, lemon is what it becomes the level more in the medium phase. This is arancino. Italians have arancini. We Greeks have arancino, which is aranincello. It's based in eggplant and meat. And of course our signature salad, which is the anemo salad, which is a spring mix of fresh produce, and of course strawberries, balsamic pearls, but balsamic pearls also with passion fruit, dry fig, and you will find inside some small pieces of apple and small fruits.
Amazing.
So
everything is really fresh. Everything that I've tried so
Here-
far, guys, is amazing.
Here I hold your
Oh my
favorite.
God, this is my, you remember, this is my favorite. And I was just telling him, yes, I was just telling him that everyone back at the studio was raving about the eggplant. So this is my absolute favorite. And is there a name for this dish?
Yes, the dish called imam baldi. Imam Balde. So the name comes from also in Istanbul, as I said before. It has high level of taste. It means that the Imam fall off the church, of the Turkish church, because he was smelling so many things.
Oh my God, so it was that good.
Yeah, something like that.
Awesome.
The lentil, this is a great idea also for vegetarians, because it has, it is the lentil salad, a very light taste, with shrimps, and of course baba ganoush, and hummus.
Ooh, okay.
Baba ganoush is the eggplant spread.
Okay, awesome. Well, I mean, I want to get into all of this, and I'm sure so many people who are watching want to try this as well. So, Jen, I was wondering if you can kind of tell us a little bit about the grand opening on Friday.
Right, I'm glad you guys got to see all the food here, but this is not even half of the menu. But just to talk about the grand opening, this is going to be this Friday on March 10. So we have two seatings, which is 6 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. And we're going to have a set menu. It's going to cost $132. So make sure you guys book right away. We have limited seatings called 6 for 8, 8,000 with our reservations. Like I said, we're limited on seating, so you guys must book right away. It's going to be a great experience like you're on Greece, connected with the Club Zoo as well. We're going to have Greek models. We're going to have Aperol and the Negroni as your welcome drink. And it's a beautiful set menu created by chefs, so you guys have to try it. It's just amazing. So
it really is, and I cannot wait to get back to this. But I was wondering if you guys can kind of take us on a